So, today I want to talk a little bit about ESPN's recent round of layoffs. I have some unorganized thoughts here. Before I get into it, though, this is a really interesting topic to me, just as a looking at the sports entertainment industry in general. So, before I even get into my thoughts, I would love you to just pause the video, scroll down, and comment. Do you watch ESPN regularly? Do you go to their website regularly? What content do you consume from ESPN? Are you into the debate talk shows? Are you into mostly just Sports Center and watching highlights? What types of ESPN content do you consume? Because that could sort of frame up how you view these layoffs. And with that said, being that this is a channel, my channel is a channel focused on the Jacksonville Jaguars and the NFL, both with a decided focus towards the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm a Jaguars fan. I want to kind of take that angle here because ESPN and Disney are in a position that most industries don't have to deal with. In most industries, if you are the biggest corporation with the most resources, you actually have a competitive advantage. So let's think about just a generalized store. Walmart, Amazon get economies of scale benefits. Like they can purchase wholesale a product at a cheaper price than could a small mom and pop shop or even just a smaller chain of stores. So, therefore, because they're buying it at a smaller cost, they're able to sell it at a lower cost as well. And when the price of a thing is cheaper, people are more likely to go to that store to purchase it there to save themselves money. So, Walmart, Amazon have a competitive advantage because they're so big. ESPN in sports commentary used to have that type of advantage because there were only a small handful of even kind of sports-centric channels on whether it's satellite TV, cable. But with the advent of social media, that's really not the case anymore. And the reason for that is really simple. I don't need to own a platform to get content out there because YouTube is free. And everyone goes to YouTube. Like everyone has, at least not everyone, but almost everyone now has a high-speed internet connection where they can go to YouTube. And a lot of people use YouTube as their preferred entertainment method. Like there are plenty of people out there that don't even worry about TV at all anymore. So there's no competitive advantage for ESPN to have their platform because there's a free platform that anyone can use to get out content, which is just awesome, by the way. Secondly, ESPN has to pay people to cover specific topics. So the more niche a topic gets, the less likely it is to be covered because there are people that get paid a living to cover that topic. Again, it's actually a disadvantage for ESPN and Disney because I'm out here doing this for free. Like I'm providing Jacksonville Jaguars content, however high or low quality it happens to be. I'm doing it for free. I'm putting it on YouTube for free. No one has to pay anything to watch it, and I'm not necessarily getting paid anything to create it. So financially speaking, it's very hard for ESPN to compete with individual content creators. So when you look at the list of people that were laid off, people like Matt Hasselbeck, Todd McShay, Susie Colbert, these people that are known around the NFL circles, every one of these people is collecting not just a salary, a big salary. Like these are not inexpensive employees. Not only that, but when you think about the coverage of a smaller team, like the Jacksonville Jaguars, like the Buffalo Bills, and the Bills are in a unique circumstance now because they've been winning for a while, so people are paying more attention to them. But the coverage of these smaller teams is actually, in my opinion, better handled by smaller content creators that are, in fact, invested in the teams a little bit more than the average big picture analyst. So if I'm thinking about someone like Stephen A. Smith at ESPN, he covers pretty much every sport out there and every team out there on the variety of shows that he does. He talks about everything. But what that means is he doesn't have the intimate knowledge off the top of his head of a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars, like just a fan might. So, for instance, last season, I didn't watch every single snap the Jaguars played, but I watched almost every single snap, and I watched parts of, if not all of, every single game. And there are plenty of people out there like me that are creating Jacksonville Jaguars content. They have watched every single snap the Jaguars had. So when a topic pops up that requires a timely response, whether it's on Twitter or in video format on YouTube, that person that has watched the Jaguars play every single down or close to every down for several seasons in a row is probably better equipped to actually answer intelligently that topic than somebody that is speaking about every single sport and every single team. I understand that those ESPN commentators, they do have teams of people that work with them to feed them stats, feed them information, look up information, teams to do research, all that. But they don't have the same depth of knowledge that somebody that's been watching the Jaguars and paying attention to the Jaguars for years and years and years. So that's ESPN's biggest issue in my mind. Now, of course, ESPN is not going anywhere. ESPN may look a little bit different moving forward, and if they continue to have some rounds of layoff, they may continue to look a little bit different. But ESPN is not going anywhere. Like, they're backed by Disney. They're fine. It's just interesting to watch them trying to get a handle on the modern sports commentary and analysis industry in a world where people aren't necessarily just going to them anymore. It's not good enough anymore for ESPN to just have the only major cable sports channel. Not only YouTubers now, they have other competitors in their space on cable and satellite TV now too. Thinking about things like Fox Sports 1, for instance. So ESPN has a lot of struggles to work through in the future. They're going to continue to deliver good content. They always have. They whether you like all of their content or not, they do have some good things out there. And it'll be interesting to see how they adapt to the future, whether they try to go more niche or go more broad, what type of content they tend to put out, and how that'll evolve. So once again, I'm super curious about everyone's thoughts on ESPN. Do you go to the big sports networks like ESPN, Fox Sports 1, or do you gravitate now towards online content, whether it's YouTubers that are smaller channels, or do you go to even bigger channels like the Pat McAfee Show? Do you just watch clips of channels like the Rich Eisen Show, maybe? Just let me know your thoughts in those comments down below. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe, all those things, super helpful. I'll let YouTube give you a few more videos from my channel for you to watch, and I will see you all in the next one.